Fire in the hole, let's stuff a burger. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. I'm gonna make a blue cheese stuffed bourbon burger. First thing we gotta do is make this bourbon sauce. So we start out like any good sauce with some of your favorite chup. We'll put about a cup of ketchup in the pot. Yeah, I don't measure nothing. I'll put in the description box. I'll put the recipe, so if you need to measure, you can measure. But I just put what I feel like putting. That's a cup of ketchup. Take my word for it. Then we need a half a cup of grandma's molasses, and it's like molasses on a slow day, on a cold day. There you go, grandma's molasses. Then we got some apple cider vinegar. Need about 2 tablespoons of that. Apple cider vinegar. That's your basic barbecue sauce right there. Pretty basic, pretty easy. Those 3 things make up a very basic barbecue sauce that we're going to cook down. But we got to add some other stuff to it. First thing we need is some barbecue rub. I'm using my favorite Rootboy number 2, a heaping tablespoon of that. You use any barbecue rub you want. I just happen to be partial to my own rubs. I make them myself and they taste good. Let's get some of that in there. That'll give it a nice barbecue flavor. And also, I like a little bit of Lee and Perron's Worcestershire sauce. A couple of tablespoons of that in there. That gives it a kick. Worcestershire sauce gets its kick from anchovies, which happens to be one of my favorite foods. We'll get that mixed up in there. And it wouldn't be a bourbon barbecue sauce without some bourbon, right? So we got some Maker's Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We need about a cup of that in there. Yeah, that's a cup. That's a cup of whiskey right there. A cup of bourbon whiskey. Now you're talking. There you go. That's our, we just got to cook that down till it reduces by about half. Gets a little thicker until the alcohol cooks off of that bourbon. And that's our bourbon sauce for our burger. So let me get that on the fire and get that cooking. And then we'll come back and we'll make this burger. So stay tuned. In my mixing bowl, I've got some 80-20 ground beef. 80-20 is a perfect ratio for burgers. It's got plenty of fat. This is my, I don't know, you couldn't see that last time. This is my Rootboy number 1 in my little seasoning thing that my wife got me. It says seasoned with love. But we're going to drop some Rootboy number 1 in there. If you don't have any of that, you just want to get some salt, pepper, and garlic and mix that up into that meat real good. Don't be shy with it. It's good stuff. You want to get that in there. So then all we got to do now is make a patty with this. The bottom patty for this. As soon as I get it mixed in real good. Okay. Let me get some meat here. About this much meat, I think. Let me slide this over to the side here. We're going to make a patty. Flatten it out. I'm doing this by hand because I have a burger stuffer, but I don't feel like using it today. I want to do this al fresco. You know what I'm saying? So I got my flattening out my patty the hard way by hand. Yeah, get that thing flattened out. Probably should have brought a spoon out here and I didn't. I'm going to make it about that big, I think. It's going to shrink up as it cooks, don't worry. There we go. I got it flattened out the way I want it. I actually should make 2 right now, but I'm just going to make the 1. I got some blue cheese crumbles, and I'm going to drop some of that in there in the middle of that patty, because this is a stuffed burger after all, stuffed with blue cheese. Blue cheese is awesome stuff, let me tell you what. That should be enough right there, enough blue cheese in the middle. Let's make another patty to cover that patty with. Probably could have done this. Could have done better, but I didn't. Okay, so let's flatten out a patty here. Get our blue cheese to stay on there. Lost a little piece of stuff there. Okay, I'm getting it done. Doing it the hard way. Let's get my second patty on top. You see what we're doing. We're making a Juicy Lucy with blue cheese in the middle. And we're going to form this up into a burger like this. It's going to be one stuffed burger. Not bad so far. Okay. But if your name is Aaron, you're probably asking yourself right about now, where does the bacon come into this at? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to flip that over. Flip it over. Make a nice patty out of that. See that? See how I did that? Okay, now we're going to get some bacon. And we're going to drop some bacon on here. On my board here. Put one this way. Let me move this over a little bit. We'll put one this way. And we'll put a bacon this way. This is thick cut bacon. That's a really thick piece right there. That's okay. Put another piece right there, like that. I want to get 4 pieces of bacon, ultimately, here. So that's 3. One more. One more piece of thick cut bacon. We'll get our patty back over here. Get them on top of that bacon. Form them back up again. Fold the bacon over the patty. I guess you see where I'm going with this. There you go. Folding the bacon. So we've basically wrapped our burger in bacon. There you go. That's the burger. Now all we got to do is get that on the grill and get that cooking. And I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. Stay tuned. My bacon wrapped cheese stuffed burger is on the grill on indirect heat. We're going to put the cover on that and cook them until the bacon gets done, and hopefully everything else will get done at that time too. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll put this burger together. We'll drink a beer and we'll have a taste of it. Stay tuned. It's time to put this burger together. We're going to put some of this, I'm going to drop a bit of this bourbon sauce on the bottom of the bun. I got a nicely toasted brioche bun. And just to mollify the Vegemite, I'm going to throw a little bit of onion slices on there. Then I'm going to get my burger over here. Get my bacon wrapped burger. Oh boy, what a bacon mess that is. And I've been glazing it with that sauce, and we really don't need to, but we're going to throw some onion on top too, just because. I'm going to put the top on that, and there it is. What a masterpiece. Let me get a picture of that. We'll cut it open so you can see what it looks like inside, and then we'll get a beer and take a taste. So stay tuned. My burger's done. There's the Frosty Rootboy mug. Here's today's beer. This is another one of those Aslan brews that Jason Banks sent me. Red Banks, you know him as Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria. This is from the Aslan Brewing Company, Stellar Parallax. Stellar Parallax. Very Art Nouveau covers on these beers. And the beer themselves are double IPAs, very juicy and hazy. I've had 2 of them so far. This is the 3rd one. I can't wait to taste this. I know it's going to be great. Yeah. I can tell already it's a hazy, fruity beer. I know, GB says I'm the fruit boy because I drink fruity beers, but I like them. I like these hazy, fruity beers. That's an awesome beer. Look at that. What's that called again? Stellar Parallax. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool can. Art Nouveau cans. Let's take a sniff of it, Lasso. What do you think? Look at the ice on my mug. Too much ice. Let's take a sniff of that. Oh man, you can smell the fruit in there. It smells like grapefruit. It's awesome. Look at the hazy goodness of that. A new channel, Dan. Hazy goodness. Okay, let's take a sip of that, Lassa. Find out what we think of that. Wow. It's I tell you what, that is a world-class beer right there. Stellar Parallax from Aslan Brewing Company. Thank you, Red, for the beers. They're awesome. I got one to go. Next week we'll drink another one of Red's beers. But this one is great. I like this one. I like the first one, the Karate one, Karate Master. The one I had the other night in the hot seat was okay. It wasn't great. That was the Selfish Predator. Let's get my burger over here and cut into this puppy. Is that an awesome looking burger or what? But yeah, I like this one just as much as I like that Karate one. So let's open that up, and you can see the blue cheese in there, where it was stuffed with blue cheese. Doesn't that look good? Maybe we'll make that the thumbnail. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, let me dive into that bacony mess right there. I can't wait. That bourbon sauce is awesome. You can't imagine. Let me get a bite of that. Mmm. Oh boy. Look at my hand. You know what? Strangely enough, the onion actually adds something to it. That is one sloppy burger. Let me tell you what. That bourbon sauce is delicious. The stuffed burger with the bacon and blue cheese is just awesome. I would love to eat that whole thing, but it makes such a mess, I can't handle it. So hey, we got to give a shout out to Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria for the awesome beer. But I also wanted to give a shout out to another guy whose name I can't remember. Oh boy, I got CRS bad. Or, yeah, CRS. I got it bad. I got it bad. There will be 2 iCards this week. One for Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria, who sent me this awesome beer. Look at that thing. Is that beautiful? It looks like a beautiful sunrise. Yeah. And a second iCard to a new channel that I discovered. I found him in the chat the other night. And he's awesome, but I can't remember your name, but it'll be in the iCard, okay? I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, when you get old, the first thing to go is your brain. Anyway, babies, you gotta try this recipe. It's awesome. And you know what I always say. If you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go up in here and see these 2 guys. They're doing it right. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good like this bourbon, barbecue, bourbon, bacon, blue cheeseburger, but we will drink a beer, and it will be the last of Red's awesome Aslan beers. These are amazing. I just wish they would sell them around here, but they don't. Amazing beer, Red. I gotta thank you. I can't thank you enough for this awesome beer. Hey, come back next week, babies. Maybe we'll cook something good. You never know. Bye.